Today I'm back for episode 3 of counting down surprisingly expensive LEGO minifigures. To quickly cover my parameters, I'm not covering any excessively rare minifigures such as the Comic-Con exclusives. Rather, these are just regular minifigures that each have a unique story and a variety of different factors which have led to them becoming so expensive. This can range from exclusive parts to historical significance. And before going any further, I'd also like to say thank you for your comments that helped create this video. Number 5 on our list is Zam Wessel, the shape-shifting bounty hunter working for Jango Fett in Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. Released alongside the film back in 2002, Zam has only ever appeared in one set, Bounty Hunter Pursuit. Considered by many fans to be one of the best sets based on the film during the classic era of LEGO Star Wars, when minifigures still used yellow pieces rather than the flesh color that is used for all licensed minifigures today. The set released for $30 and is one that I, along with many others, feel LEGO needs to remake for today's fans, especially with how much love the prequel movies have received over the past few years. Depending on where you live, today's Zam sells for anywhere from $25 to $65, and North American buyers can expect to pay in the top end of that range. And I have to say, the minifigure lives up to the hype with just how rare and historic it is. Every single piece of the minifigure is exclusive, except for the goggle piece that attaches to the helmet. The helmet mold, primarily used for rock raiders and power miners in metallic silver and brown, was only ever released with Zam in the light gray color. But that's actually the least cool of Zam's exclusive parts. Her head was also an exclusive print, featuring her veiled face on one side and her true alien form on the other. And keep in mind that this was back during a time when double-sided faces were much more rare than they are today. What really sets this minifigure apart though is that it is the only minifigure ever to feature the sand purple color, and that goes for both Zam's body and legs, as well as the printing for the veil on her face. I think it's crazy that no other minifigure has ever been released in this color, and definitely earns Zam a note in the history of minifigures. As a real cheapskate who usually finds these expensive prices entirely out of control, this is one instance where I completely understand the appeal, not just to Star Wars fans, but to LEGO fans altogether. As a bonus fact, the sand purple color was short-lived, appearing only in 2001 and 2002, with fewer than 20 total pieces ever produced. From my research, the vast majority of them came in only one set, the Aerotube hanger from the Life on Mars theme, which is a great fit for the muted tone of the color. No regular rectangular bricks were ever made either, so even seeing customs that use the color today is quite rare. Next up, we have a rare variant of the Caped Crusader with Disco Batman. Selling for around $120 to $135, he was originally released in 2017 in the Joker Manor set based on the LEGO Batman movie. It was a behemoth of a set, including 3,385 parts and 10 minifigures, which included disco variants for Batgirl, Robin, and the Joker as well, all of which have become expensive, albeit less so. The set retailed for $270 and was only available in LEGO stores or on their website. These factors have contributed to Disco Batman becoming so expensive in the years since his release. For exclusivity, he came with a unique torso print, as well as a double-sided gold and white cape that Disco Batgirl came with as well in the set. Batman's face print, which features two smiles, was also unique and gave some welcome variation for a character known for brooding. Surprisingly, the white cowl is not exclusive, as it originally released all the way back in the early days of LEGO DC Superheroes in the 2013 Arctic Batman vs. Mr. Freeze set. For LEGO Batman completionists, Disco Batman is likely one of the most expensive minifigures in their collections. If you're enjoying the video so far, please like it and consider subscribing, as I'm constantly working on new top 10s and top 5s, as well as custom LEGO builds to share with all of you. Our next entry is not a single minifigure, but rather an entire category that has gotten to be quite expensive. You see, back in 2005, coinciding with the release of Revenge of the Sith, LEGO decided to try something new with a handful of their Jedi minifigures, giving them built-in light-up lightsabers. This fad was short-lived, only appearing in 2005 with 5 minifigures: Anakin Skywalker, Obi-Wan, Darth Vader, Mace Windu, and Luminara Unduli, who was certainly the most obscure choice of the lot. Today, if you can even find one in decent condition that works, it will set you back anywhere from $70 to $200 depending on the overall condition. The light-up lightsaber was a cool idea, but it did have some major drawbacks. For example, the molding around the hand is quite weird as it meshes into the lightsaber, appearing as if the lightsaber is just sprouting out directly from the arm. Additionally, to accommodate the room required for the lighting system, LEGO had to change the shape of the lightsaber hilt as well, which resulted in it looking abnormally large. As a kid, I remember seeing these in the store and finding the whole idea rather gimmicky, which is how I still feel today. Another drawback to these minifigures is that they can't be disassembled like others. None of their heads, arms, or legs are meant to be removed. The lightsabers run off of batteries, and in the last 17 years, many of the batteries have run dry, killing the exclusive feature of these minifigures. Some of the boxes even had try me slots back in the day, allowing buyers to test out the lightsabers in store, which makes me suspect that some of these might have even been half dead by the time they were ever taken home. This is a problem because the batteries weren't built to be easily replaced. You can find some tutorials on YouTube, but it involves removing the minifigure's arms and applying pressure to pop the back of the torso off, which poses a huge risk of breaking the minifigure altogether, especially with how old they are at this point.
If you hold the torso very well, you're going to delicately pull that arm off, and you're going to, hopefully don't break this guy.
Overall, they are a cool piece of LEGO Star Wars history, but finding one in good condition is likely to take a lot of both time and money. For number 2, we have Blue Coat Bilbo Baggins, who sells for around $115 to $150. If you're a casual LEGO fan, you may be jumping for joy right now as you remember that you have Bilbo Baggins in your LEGO collection somewhere. But before you get too excited, hear me out. You likely do have a Bilbo in your collection, as he's released in 8 different sets over the years. However, this blue-coated Bilbo was a bit harder to come by. He released back in 2013 as a promotional minifigure bundled inside of the Blu-ray for the first Hobbit film, An Unexpected Journey. Further, this promotion was only available at Target. I know that these factors make him a bit harder to pick up, but I'm still including him on this list because anyone who wanted one at the time could pick one up at Target or order the Blu-ray online, unless your country doesn't have Target at all. This minifigure only has one exclusive part, the torso. It is a very detailed and accurate piece that is based off of an outfit that Bilbo wears during the beginning of the film. The other pieces like his hair and head appeared in other sets such as the Barrel Escape, Lonely Mountain, and Riddles for the Ring. The short tan legs are nothing special either and have appeared in over a dozen sets. So really, people are paying well over $100 for just the torso piece, which if you ask me, is a hard bargain that I'd pass on. But if you're a die-hard completionist collector, then I guess you have to pay whatever is required. For the last entry on our list, I have to talk about Chief from Rock Raiders. This minifigure has been requested more than almost any other minifigure on these lists. In fact, I've been really surprised at just how often Rock Raiders is brought up throughout my video's comments. I'm not sure how large the fanbase still is, but there's definitely a vocal group that has remained loyal to the theme in spite of it ending over 20 years ago, all the way back in 2000, which is the same year Chief released. Today, he sells for a minimum of $300, but his price is volatile as he's really hard to find at all. Right now, there are only 3 listings worldwide on Bricklink, one in Germany, Hong Kong, and the United States, with the US listing asking for $600, and he is just as rare and expensive on other websites like eBay. So what makes this minifigure so expensive? Well, in my opinion, one of the biggest factors is that he is an exceedingly unique minifigure. Back in 2000, he was the only minifigure to ever come with a dark turquoise arm and hand, which according to Rock Raiders lore is a prosthetic, likely the result of some kind of accident. The dark turquoise hand wouldn't appear again until 2004 when it was included with Greedo, the alien from the infamous cantina scene in Star Wars. The turquoise arm, however, would remain exclusive to Chief for much longer, not making another appearance on a minifigure until 18 years later, when it returned for sets based on the Aquaman movie where it was used on Mera. In fact, the turquoise color was completely retired from sets between 2005 and 2018. When it finally did return, one of its most notable appearances was in 2018's Downtown Diner modular building. With all of this in mind, I have no doubt that the exclusive arm alone has contributed to Chief becoming so rare and expensive over the years. Additionally, Chief's head and torso are also exclusive prints. The original torso, which shows tubes entering into Chief's prosthetic arm, is guaranteed to never come back, at least not in its original color, as LEGO's original dark gray color has been retired since 2005. The final contributing factor to Chief's price is that he was only sold at LEGO stores or through LEGO's online shop, and it may be unnecessary to even mention, but placing an order online all the way back in 2000 was not even remotely as common as it is today. So so if you didn't live near a LEGO store, you were likely just out of luck regarding this minifigure. And with that, we've come to the conclusion of another list. Today's entries really leaned into the historical side of expensive minifigures, and as I researched each of these, I enjoyed learning about how they played a part in the company's development. If you have more suggestions for future entries, let me know in a comment, and I will consider them for part 4. Your comments and feedback help a lot as I choose what to research for new videos, so thank you to everyone who helps out by leaving their ideas. Until next time, see you later.